Hi everyone, this is Ishika Kesarwani and I welcome you all to the Tech Podcast. Today we're having Sumudu. She's a project manager at Hashnode. Thank you for joining us. We can first start with your introduction.
First, thank you, Ishika, for having me here. So, I'm Sumudu. I'm currently working at Hashnode as a project manager. So, basically, I manage the project teams over there. And also, currently, I'm learning web development as well. So, going through JavaScript tutorials and doing some projects these days. And yeah, apart from that, I am a avid reader, so that is my main hobby. So these days JavaScript and reading is like the main hobbies that I'm doing. So yeah.
That is great. So, what has your contributions towards the community been till now, and how did you exactly start, and how has this helped you out in your career?
Right. So I started my Twitter journey with 100 days of code. I actually started being active on Twitter last year. And when I started programming, I thought like first I need to like be accountable for myself. And I thought like 100 days of code is the best thing to do, because then I anyway like would code at least 1 hour per day. So with that, I started connecting with other people. I was able to like find other people who are also having the same journey. And also there are Twitter is a great place to like have these all these free content and help from other people. So I got to know a lot of people and I got help from them. And with that I thought of contributing to the community as well. So I started writing blog posts about the things that I learn, and also like sharing some tips or during threads, and like sharing whatever I learn at the same time. So with that, I started building my Twitter audience as well, and got to know so many good people, got help from them, and I was able to help so many people as well. And also, while I was doing my blog post and everything, I got an offer from Dasha as a developer advocate, but I was not prepared to change my career at that time. So I had to recheck that. And then they asked to like join as part-time dev advocate, mainly focusing on the content. So then I started working for them. And but I couldn't continue that because like having two jobs is like not easy to, because then I don't get time to learn by myself, right? And at the same time, I got the Hashnode job offer through Twitter as well. Sandeep reached out to me via Twitter and asked like whether I was interested to join. So my point is like when you start like producing content as well as like connecting with other people and having your network on Twitter, you get opportunities because other people see what you are doing and what are your skills. You don't have to like specifically prove as a, like when you are like sending a CV to a company, you have to like specifically prove them like what are your skills, right? But when you are having a network on Twitter and always like communicating and connecting with all the people, they know your journey, they know like what you are doing and what are your talents. So it's easy for you to prove them that whether you are worth for their company or not. So that is, I think, like one of the main benefits right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I truly feel, learning in public and sharing what you've been doing is the best way to learn something because when you go public, you're accountable to not only you but everyone. Like you have to post
Exactly.
every day regularly, even though in the starting it might feel very hectic, might feel very, being
It
like
is.
forced to do something, but then like with time you realize the amount of knowledge you have gained in such a short time because if you wouldn't have
Right.
done that, maybe you would have just taken a break of 1 or 2 days and that would have continued for a long time. So,
Yes.
also a very quick question. So, what type of content you posted?
So my main area is project management, but I started producing content on web development. I started with because I started learning with HTML, CSS, and then I moved to JavaScript, right? So the same thing when I was learning, so I started producing content on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever the things that I learned. I posted them as a thread or like some tips. And I started like writing blog posts on certain topics as like for beginners. My main target was beginners, with same people like me who are not coming from a tech background, so then it's easy for them to understand. So those are the content that I mainly focus on, mainly focusing on right now as well. But now I have to like start again because I had a small break this year, early this year, so now again I'm getting back to that slowly.
That is great. So you said that you're from a non-tech background. So did how did you ended up here? What was the initial spark to, get into this IT industry?
Yeah, so I am actually from business management background. I was doing a business management degree, but while doing that, my husband was a developer, right? He's a programmer. So, and I thought like their culture, the way they work, it's because like normal business culture, they're so much focusing on individuals all the time, these metrics, that metric, like the profits and everything. But when it comes to development side, tech side, I've seen like they are working always as teams, and there are people who to manage these teams, and the culture is like pretty much very casual, not very strict culture. And also the pay is really really good in tech rather than in other areas. So then I thought of, okay, I need to like transit into tech, but I didn't know like how to, because I thought at that time I had to go to a college and learn programming. And I didn't even think that I can learn by myself at that time. So because of that, I started searching on like what are the other areas rather than programming that I can get into tech. And project management has been like one of my interests at that time as well. But it was very hard to like get into project management straight away without a degree or and also experience. So because of that, I started researching on other areas that I can simply get in, and I came across this business analysis and testing. Manual testing is two areas that little bit easy to get in. I started learning about business management, business analysis. And yeah, so after that, I started applying to a few jobs. I can remember like first interview was like, I got blasted because I don't have any technical background and like not coming from any, no experience as well. But I didn't give up. I started applying everywhere and finally got a job as business analyst. So that is how I got into tech. Then after some time, I transferred into project management after doing some certifications and after I got some experience.
Yeah, that is great. I mean, most of the students they have this mindset that you need to have the degree, you need to do this or that to get a job in this field. But what matters the most is the skill sets and the zeal in you to actually work on
Exactly.
that stream. That makes
That's
sense.
correct.
So,
Yes.
so you're a program manager. So you as a program manager, what work do you do? Like, what's your day-to-day work like?
Yeah. So usually, like as a project manager, your main, I would say, like main duties are like planning your project, work with the team, and get done the deliveries, and also at the same time communicating with different parties on different things. I would say like 80%, 90% is about communication with different parties, right? So if I say like a normal day, I would like talk to the team and see how the progress is, like what are the issues, if they have any issues, like I'm the one who's like getting those things resolved, usually like communicating with everyone. And also like at the same time when the product manager is giving you the features that we want to deliver, like my job is to like get those and then plan ahead with the team, like when are we going to deliver this, what are the things that we need to deliver this, how are we going to deliver this. So those are the things that usually getting involved. At the same time, if you have a like a big client site, uh, negotiating with them on certain things and communicating with them about the progress, and any issues comes up, like balancing all the parties. Not an easy job sometimes. Yeah, so those are the main things that we are currently doing.
So, do you really have to be like very technically strong to get into this field?
It is not a must, because I am also not coming from a programming background. So I used to, like, for the past 8 years, I've been managing tech teams. You don't have to get into technical things. If you can understand the domain, you need to understand the domain. That is a must. What is your product? What is your domain? What is the project is about? What is the vision? Those things you need to have a clear idea with that, because like you are not coding with the team usually. There are some companies, like they specifically ask for project management with technical background, because sometimes they have to partially code or like partially see their coding progress or something like that, right? But not all the companies. Mostly project management is about like managing the team, planning, executing that plan and monitoring what is happening. So those are the areas that is, so being a programmer or like programming knowledge is not a must, but whatever the domain that you are currently working on, it is a must.
Okay, so can you like tell me some of the misunderstandings or myths about this domain that people usually have?
Yeah, a lot of people mix up product management and project management. That is one thing, because product management is about the product. It's like, I would say a product manager is the CEO of the product, right? They are deciding what to build, and they are checking what is the progress of that, and like ROI of that features that we have built, those things monitoring from the product manager side. So what project manager is doing is like getting those features and work with the team to deliver those features. So that is one area. And another misconception, I would say, like, lot of uh, the thing is like, I think there's like a cold war between developers and project managers. Because like, they think like project managers are there to like just push them all the time without understanding about the team. But maybe it's because like they have come across bad project management and bad project managers. But project management is not about micromanaging. It is not. uh, if you work with like really good project managers, you'll understand your life is becoming actually easy, right, as a developer. Because we are here to help all the time. We are here to help all the time, and also like resolve all the issues that you have. And so micromanagement is not part of project management. I think those are the misconceptions, like, right now.
I truly feel that, that is one of the biggest issue. Like, even I am a developer, and like when I start working on a project, I'll be needing this or that. I always need someone to help me out with the issues that I'll be facing, right? And I guess that is where you come.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you
Right.
give to a student who is starting their career in this domain? I mean, how they
uh,
can start with it, how they can get their first job.
Right. So if someone wants to start with project management, I would say like there are some certifications that you can easily get into after your degree. And so Scrum Master certification, and also there is a CAPM certification from and PMP certification. So for the PMP certification, you need some experience, but if you have a degree, you can do the CAPM certification. That is done by Project Management Institute. And also Scrum Master also, like, sometimes they require like a little bit of experience. But when you have a degree, it's not very hard to get into project management. At first you can like choose that career path and see you, but you have to decide what are the skills that you have to become a project manager. If you have really good communication skills, planning skills, organizing skills, and also like if you're really good with people and you can manage people, you feel like that, I think uh, this would be a really good career choice for you. And when you understand that, you can start applying for jobs. If they ask for any experience or anything, you can ask for a junior position or an internship would be a great place to start for project management career. Then after that, you can start slowly doing this certification and get into project management. But the main thing is like have a strong understanding of culture, team management, how to build teams, like how to build growth teams. So those are the areas like you need to like have a proper understanding.
Great. So, like, what's your future plannings? Like, is there something else that you're going to work on in the future, or that you're going to continue with project management and learn development side by side?
Yes, that is exactly my plan actually. So I'll be like continuing my PM career as it is, but I really, really want to learn programming because I want to start like building stuff by myself, and it's pretty addictive, I would say. So it's a hobby for now, but maybe I might start doing some freelance things when I get comfortable with development. Not big plans yet, but yeah, so that's about it.
That's a great idea. So, like, I've seen that you have come to a very long way now, and many times you have just got out of your comfort zone, just like that. So, what tip will you give to a student, to the listeners who are listening to us, like how we tackle those struggles and like getting up out of those comfort zones?
Yeah, it's all about your mindset, I would say, because so I got like, I would say I was late to start programming because I was scared because I don't have a degree and I'm not coming from a technical background or anything. And I was not really good at maths at school or anything. So like I was scared to start programming part. But then I thought like okay, like a lot of people even like they start and they teach themselves programming, so why I can't like try it out and see. So even though I was scared, I thought okay, like let's try it out for 1 month. Let's start small, try it out for 1 month and see how I feel. That is how I started. So you might have you all your fears and you might think it's not for you, you are not good at it or anything. But if you give a chance, you can identify whether you are actually good at it or not. You have to take that chance, otherwise you'll be in the same place. And coming out of that comfortable zone, that is how you grow. Otherwise you can't grow, you will be in the same place. So that's how I started. Like after 1 month I thought like okay, this is really interesting and I think this is something I can do. Then I started researching on like what are the things, like what is the best area for me. So I can't go into like deep stuff because like I am not sure, like still not sure like whether I am capable of doing those. But web development is a like basic area that pretty much everyone can learn. So right now I'm starting with that. Then after that I can see like what are the next step that I want to go. It's all about your mindset. Like if you want to do something, even though you are scared, you have to take that first step. Maybe start small, and then you can see like whether there's a progress or not, whether you like it or not, and then go from there. And you need to identify like if you scared and stay at one place, you will be the same forever. If you want to grow, you can do something rather than just complaining and rather than just thinking okay, I can't do this. Just give it a try and see how it feels.
Yeah, that is very inspiring. And thank you for sharing it with us. I guess with that, we can wrap up today's session. Thank you so much for joining and sharing your journey and your learning with us, with all the listeners. And to all the listeners, stay tuned because we're going to come up with many more videos like this. Thank you for watching.